Hey everyone, so I'm going to make a quick video on how to install Pixelmate using the automated installer script. So all you gotta do, instead of having to copy over all of the folders like you used to, you can just run Photoshop as administrator if you're on Windows. And once it boots up, we will navigate to where Pixelmate's folder is, like wherever you saved it out. Go, uh, go File, Scripts, and Browse. And then you're going to go to, like I said, the file or the folder where Pixelmate is. You're going to go inside the installer folder and double click on the installer.jsx. It's worth noting that you have to be in admin mode on Windows for this to work. It needs to be able to create folders, and if you don't have administration privileges, you won't be able to do it this way, and you'll have to manually do it. So do that, and it'll be like complete. It's made a log showing like what's been copied over and where. And yeah, you can restart. It'll also pop up a README. I'm going to put the link to this YouTube video in it, so that way people can see the other parts of Pixelmate and how to use it as well. But this is just for installing. So after it's installed, we're just going to restart Photoshop, and hopefully Photoshop will cooperate with me, as it's been being kind of a pain. Hopefully it doesn't hang on me. Looks like it's going okay. So to check, you can just go under Windows, Extensions, and Pixelmate, and it should pop up either a window or this icon, one of the two. And you just open it like that to use it. So Photoshop has kind of derped a bit on this loading. There should be two options here, Pixelmate Sheet and GIF. I'm just going to restart, and that usually fixes the problem. It's also worth noting that when I opened it up there, it actually had Pixelmate Sheet already checked. That's a false positive since I didn't click it. It's something I'm trying to figure out why it's happening, because it shouldn't. And now you can see that it's not checked. So if I click it now, you can see if I go back to generate, it's checked. So that means it's ready to go. And we'll use the sheet mode. Now you can see the different settings for setting your frame size and specifics to your frame sheet. And we can use the Pixelmate setup sprite sheet. You can hotkey this, or I'm looking to go and put it into the panel as like buttons here, but that'll be in a future update. So yeah, you can use setup sprite sheet and say we're going to do 64, 64, 10 frames, and 5 per row since that's already in there. It's just easier. And bam, have a sprite sheet ready to go. So now we can quickly make like a, I'm not an artist or an animator, so we can start making some type of, let's make a kind of a ball bouncing or something. Yay for Photoshop and taking my pencil down to the rulers. Yeah, so you can see as I was doing it, it was updating, and now I can actually see my full animation with any updates that I do. So if I wanted to go and like make that one black, and I can see it's already black. It's worth noting that transparency, like most pixel art stuff, I think, causes a bit of a problem, mainly in the GIF mode. But we can say like we want this to be faster, we can be slower. I'm going to try to make this a little bit more clear as well for like this is faster, this is slower. And you can also change like the image scale as well, if it'll cooperate with me. That's because it's going slow. So yeah. And it's set up that way it'll go and use like the nearest neighbor, so you won't get blended edges or anti-aliasing. So that's all ready for you. Some of the other scripts are kind of useful for you guys would be the anim to sheet or sheet to anim. Those would be the other main ones. So for example, we've got our sprite sheet here, and we want to just put it into a frame by frame animation instead of having to manually copy all the frames out. What we can do is say, okay, 64, 64, got 10 frames, and we'll give it like a 0.2 delay. And bam. Now we've got our animation all ready to go. You could save that out as a GIF and put it on Twitter or wherever you want to put it, or save it out for other use. Vice versa, we can go backwards from this as well. If you've got a frame animation and you want to make a sprite sheet out of it, you can use anim to sheet. It's worth noting that I just found a small bug where you have to go and select the first frame, or else it will populate the max amount of frames, but it'll also only give you, like, if I did it on the 5, it'll only give you like the 5 frames. So it's worth noting. We can say, like, yeah, we want, you know what, we'll do three frames per row just for the fun of it. You can name it a new one. You can have it auto save it as well. So that way, for example, if you're using lazy save, you can spit out a sprite sheet and then immediately save it. You don't have to go and save it out anywhere else. So just a little handy dandy tool. And boom, done. So yeah, those are some easy ways to use the scripts. I'm all ears if you've got more ideas that you want me to make. There's one that's kind of, I need to finish fixing up, is onion skinning. And this is useful for your frame by frame or timeline. Timeline's already got onion skinning in it, so it's more just for frame by frame. But it makes it so, turn off all the, I think that's it. I always have such a hard time with, yeah, the frame by frame. It's such a pain in the butt. So you can say, oh yeah, I want a new onion skinning layer. If we throw this onto GIF mode, it's going to look a little bit derpy because of the transparency in the one layer. But what we can do is we can immediately start going like, oh yeah, let's make the new frame. And then if you, for example, use onion skin again, it'll delete that old onion skin layer and it'll go and make it ready for your next one. So it'll have the next layer selected for you already as well. Again, I'm not sure what's going on with the frame by frame here. If somebody uses this and it doesn't work as I'm describing it, like all it should do is make a layer called onion skin, which is your last layers, and then make a new layer that's selected for you so you can immediately start drawing. If it doesn't work like that, let me know so I can try to fix it for you guys. And that's about it for now. I really appreciate your purchase or interest, and I look forward to making more awesome stuff for you guys in the future. Cheers.